This video will demonstrate the installation of Kentrol's stainless steel rear tailgate hinges on a 2012 JK Sport. These hinges are specifically marked to show their correct installation location, but we'll elaborate more on that in a bit. This is a medium difficulty installation requiring roughly 2 hours. The tools needed include a 5mm Allen wrench, a T50 Torx with extension, a 13mm socket and extension, ratchet, tire iron to remove your spare, sandpaper or abrasive pad, masking tape, spray paint, never seize lubricant, and silicone adhesive. You may also want a large flat blade screwdriver to remove the factory hinge covers. To begin, remove the factory hinge covers. Use the screwdriver to pry the small covers off first. Then a quick tug on the longer arm side covers should make them pop right off. Now remove your spare tire. With the tailgate shut, use the socket and loosen the upper set of tailgate bolts. Rotate the hinge parallel with the Jeep and you will now have access to all 3 Torx bolts. Loosen them and remove them as well. You can now remove the factory hinge completely. Tape off the area around the hinge where the paint is in good condition. Use the abrasive to remove as much rust and corrosion as possible. Wipe the area clean and then replace the used bolts, tightening them only a few turns. Now you are clear to apply spray paint as a rust inhibitor. While the paint is drying, let's switch back to your workbench and the new hinges. Note that the underside of the hinges are marked with either a U for upper or an L for lower or both. This designation is important. Find the upper hinge and place a bead of silicone adhesive around the smaller half of the hinge. This will seal the hinge to the body and fight any future corrosion. Back on the Jeep, make sure the paint is dry and remove the tape. Align the new hinge with the body and screw in the 3 lubricated bolts with washers into the holes nearest the tail light. Once those 3 bolts are tight, apply silicone to the larger side of the hinge. Close the hinge against the door and screw in 2 more lubricated bolts. Tighten everything down and then we'll switch to the lower hinge. We found it easier to place several scrap pieces of wood between the bottom of the door and the bumper to ensure proper alignment of the hinges. Remove the 2 lower tailgate hinge bolts and the 3 body hinge bolts and remove the old hinge. Again, tape off the area, sand and paint. Once dry, remove the tape, apply silicone to the remaining hinge's smaller half and align it on the Jeep. Screw in 3 lubricated bolts with washers, check for alignment and tighten them down. Apply silicone to the larger half of the hinge and press it against the tailgate. Tighten your remaining 2 bolts and washers and your installation is almost complete. Double check the tightness of all bolts. Remove any blocks of wood, then replace your spare tire. Open and close the door a few times. You may have to adjust the hinges slightly to ensure proper alignment with the door catch. You have now replaced your factory tailgate hinges with a product that will last a lifetime. Make sure you follow Kentrol Inc. on Facebook and share your installation pictures.